I'm Christian Wolmar, a transport journalist living in London. But today I'm off to Cardiff on the Great Western Railway. There's more passengers using London's underground system than ever before. Last year, over 1 billion people crammed onto its dozen lines. The East Coast Line, which runs from here up to Edinburgh via Peterborough, was once the flagship railway under British Rail. But join me, Christian Wolmar, for a journey into the railway blues.
Which small disc-like structures are important factors in stopping...
Warwick Wolmar.
Platelets.
Correct.
Well, this is the first locomotive, electric locomotive, to be used on the London Underground.
I'm travelling from London's Victoria to Hastings with rail analyst Christian Wolmar.
But it's quite a good... it's quite good. It's quite a nice line. It's not overcrowded. Absolutely. It's part of the experience, part of the fun. Hi, I'd like a standard open return to Cardiff, please.
158 Mining Express.
£158. I'm going to have to take a bank loan to pay for this. What do you think should happen to the other two franchises, C2C and East Anglia?
I think National Express should be booted off as quickly as Wayne Rooney puts a ball in the back of the net for Man United.
Is an attempt to do justice to the underground pioneers who, for a time, not only created a system unparalleled in the world, but also helped create and transform London. My train today is operated by First Great Western, a company celebrating its 10th anniversary of operating the service. Until they invented the railway, if you lived more than 20 or 30 miles away from the coast, you probably never saw this. We must make sure we get the right train, because if we get on the wrong train, they will charge you the whole normal fare, not the cheap fare that you've just paid. But we have to get on this train. We've got 2 minutes.
Yep.
Please, please.
National Express also runs 2 other franchises. Now that it is defaulted on the East Coast, there's calls for this coach company to be cleared off the tracks entirely. The trouble is, First Great Western has not lived up to its grand name. The trains, as we've seen, can be very expensive, they're often overcrowded and very often late. Indeed, sometimes very late. And so we got 3 or 4 lines built, largely by an American called Charles Yerkes, who was a bit of a crook, because we're not quite sure how he raised his money, and his shareholders didn't do very well. But at least he gave us the Piccadilly line, part of the Northern line, the Bakerloo line. You commute up to London every day, do you?
That's correct, yes. Yes, I commute from Colchester to London 5 days a week.
And how much does that cost?
I pay what they call a season direct ticket, which is a monthly season ticket, and that works out to give or take a few pence, £4,000 a year.
If their surnames are arranged alphabetically, who comes first among the British Prime Ministers of the 20th century?
Edinburgh Steel.
Callaghan.
No, Warwick?
Warwick Wolmar.
Asquith.
Of course, yes.
This is the Central Line at midday, when there's just about enough room for a seat for everyone.
Unacceptable to reap the benefits of contracts when times are good, only to walk away from them when times become more challenging.
So what went wrong with the National Express franchise?
National Express itself clearly didn't manage the bidding process well from their own point of view.
The most important part of a ticket these days is a reservation coupon.
If you didn't have the reservation bit, an inspector came past, they would then say, sorry sir, that's not valid, and they would sell you a full price ticket and make you buy that again. And they do that to people. That often people do get trapped by that. But first, 20 years after it was initially started, London would get its Circle Line. In fact, it may boil down to a choice between continuing to refurbish the tube or having Crossrail, and that's a choice that Londoners will dread because they need both. So for now, the troubled East Coast franchise will remain in public hands, and eventually the government will let it out to the private sector for a 3rd time. What is clear is that First Great Western is the worst performing train operation in the country. Just 2 out of 3 of these high-speed train services were on time, according to the last official figures. Since we don't have Crossrail, like thousands of commuters every day, I'm going to have to take the slow way across London.